Imagine if your taxes went to people trying to relax. Apparently, that's exactly what happened. So, the House inked a $96,000 deal to give staff premium access to a meditation app. So the US House of Representatives agreed to pay 96 grand of taxpayer money last year to provide its staff premium access to a meditation app, citing the trauma of the January 6, 2021 assault on the US Capitol. Wow. So many people are so traumatized by that they had to calm themselves. Documents obtained exclusively by Fox News Digital indicate the House Center for Wellbeing inked a year-long contract with Calm, a San Francisco-based health software company, last September. The agreement ensured House staffers would receive a free subscription to Calm's meditation, sleep, and relaxation app. The contract was made possible in part by the $1.9 billion emergency spending package Congress passed last year to bolster security in response to the January 6, 2021 assault on the U.S. Capitol. Calm's partnership with the House was spearheaded by the House Appropriations Subcommittee on the legislative branch. Subcommittee Chairman Tim Ryan, an Ohio Democrat and well known devotee of yoga and meditation, penned a letter last December with his GOP counterpart on the panel announcing the partnership. At the time, the duo wrote the investment was part of a larger effort to address the trauma inflicted on staff by the events of January 6, which to me just seems like pretty absurd, right? Here's the thing. If people really had trauma from that whole thing, take them to a therapist, right? Don't like take them to like meditation, relaxation, and all that kind of stuff, right? And don't use taxpayer funds for it. Like it's just so absurd. As we head into 2022 and prepare to mark the first anniversary of the events of January 6, 2021, be assured that these offices are here to support you with their comprehensive mental and emotional support resources and to help develop and improve your resilience, growth, productivity, and overall well being, the letter read. By the way, if you stumble upon this, if you've never heard of this story, there was a story of like a girl back in the day, like a few decades ago, where she was on a plane. The plane crashed, right? Everybody died on that plane but her, right? She ended up surviving, right? Through basically luck and skill, right? Ends up getting saved, basically on the brink of death, and years later is perfectly fine. And people basically asked her, like, hey, how did you survive all this, like, torment and all that kind of stuff? Because, by the way, I guess her hubby, like, died right next to her. I think her kids also died as well. I mean, it's a really old story. But basically, there's, like, a lot of trauma, right? Something that you, like, oh, yeah, this person would be totally mentally messed up. But guess what? She wasn't. She was like, we didn't have therapy. Like, there was no such thing as therapist. We just had to deal with it. And I'm not just saying, like, oh, having therapy is a bad thing, but there's people literally dealing with like war torn areas in the world. There are people like quite literally in the slave trade in some countries right now, and yet people are so emotionally and mentally destroyed by people who stormed a public building. Like, it's just weird. Congressman Ryan's office did not return Fox News Digital's request for comment. The House contract with Com stipulates the deal was in effect starting October 1st, 2021. It limits the initial number of subscribers to 4,000 individuals per month. Under the terms of the agreement, the House agreed to pay Com $2 per month per subscriber, a total of $96,000 over the span of 12 months. The market rate for average Americans to subscribe to Com's app is $14.99 a month, or a one-time annual fee of $69.99. Com did not respond to questions about whether the rate offered to Congress was the same as that offered to other companies as part of its corporate package. And the company offers its subscribers a bevy of meditation and relaxation exercises, and the company claims its goal is to advance self-improvement by enhancing sleep quality, curtailing anxiety, and boosting focus. As such, Calm curates exclusive videos and music, including nature scenes and sounds. It also offers audio programs on mindfulness and sleep stories to lull subscribers into a deep and undisturbed slumber. The House Wellness Center and the Office of Employee Assistance are dedicated to addressing the physical, mental, and emotional health of congressional staff. The House Administration Committee oversees both agencies. And sources say that the contract did not meet the $350,000 threshold at which it would have required the approval of House Administration Chairman Zoe Lofgren, D. California. They note, however, that the House Wellness Center has to notify the committee of any expenditure over $3,500. Republicans say such expenditures show how out of touch Congress has become under Democratic control. I don't care if it's a Republican or Democrat, anyone who wastes your hard-earned money in such a foolish manner should be fired. And that's just what we are going to do in November, said Rep. Lauren Boebert, or Colorado, I believe. Inflation is out of control. Congress needs to end reckless spending and frivolous perks and end Nancy Pelosi's time as Speaker. Access to the meditation app is only one of the lucrative perks that staffers enjoy under the Democratic-controlled House. The House Wellness Center has also entered into agreements to provide staffers with access to apps that help with dieting, financial stability, and healthcare planning. A similar partnership with Peloton, which would have given staff free subscriptions and discounts on the company's exercise bikes, was scrapped in May amid public criticism. Not only that, you got to think about it like too. This is going to have an effect on the company's stock price potentially, right? This is potentially going to have an increase in the value of some of these companies. So it gets kind of a weird, sticky situation because, like, this isn't like a situation where, like, oh, this one business is like doing a deal with another business. This is public funds being used by the government for very specific purposes by specific companies that are going to be in the public's eye now and potentially be used more often now that they are in the public eye, right? It's just, I don't like the government and business commingling like this. Everyone else can get the apps for free on their phone. Time to take back the country. Blah, 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 blah. Wake up America. That's how Democrats spend your money. AOC was so traumatized, she fantasized about Ted Cruz. Okay. Feel free to give your thoughts on this. I just think this is such a waste of money. Because, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but you could just, I don't know, watch free YouTube videos on meditation